Hey guys, this is Michael, aka SoundJack from Nerdy Geek Talk, the source for all your nerdy geeky needs, here with episode 77. That better be the right episode number. Of Steel City Bots. And today I am joined by Jared. How are you doing, Jared?
I'm doing alright. I hate Target, but what else
Yeah,
is new?
yeah. This is everyone in this podcast hates Target podcast.
Yeah,
You'll only hate Target if you work there for greater than 6 months. Everyone should work retail. I'm not complaining about working retail. I'm complaining about working at Target anymore. So,
yeah.
everyone, that should be a law. Everyone should work retail for at least 6 months or fast food, just so everyone knows. But I've served my nickel.
Same.
So is
2
Jared.
years worth.
Definitely. Um, But we're not here to complain about Target. We're here to talk about all the news from last week, because if you didn't hear, last week was Toy Fair, and that means there's a lot of news. So much news! And we're the only two here to talk about all of this news. Thanks a lot, guys. That does not include you, Chris, because you are on maternity leave.
Yeah, you have an excuse.
Yeah, you have a very valid excuse.
Mm.
Eric and Zeus also have a valid excuse because they have to work. I don't know what Miguel's reasoning for not being here is, but still, regardless, you two, you should not have gone to work. You should not have made. You should have hung out with your friends instead of going to work and actually getting money for your time spent doing things. But let's just get the thing rolling. This week's history lesson. The day we're recording this is February 18th, and on this day in 1999, the Beast Wars episode "Go with the Flow" premieres in the U.S., and on this day in 2012, Transformers Prime Season 2 premieres with Orion Pax Part 1 on the Hub. That's it for the news. Jared, what did you get this week?
Alright, first off, I got the Flame Toys Fury model kit, Optimus Prime, the IDW version, and it's really good. It's a fun build. The process of building it, not too complex. Glue, like Loctite super glue or any super glue, is definitely advised. It even says on some parts to the instructions themselves advise you to super glue some points, and from building it, yes, you definitely need to super glue those parts along with some other parts. I personally would advise to super glue the earpieces, the tops of the shoulder pads. That's all I can really think of off the top of my head. Maybe some of the stickers so they will actually stick, because some of them on mine have a tendency to start peeling off from the adhesive wearing. But
that's annoying.
Yeah, well, super glue always normally works out. But again, other than the areas that the instructions tell you to super glue, I recommend super gluing the ears and the shoulder pads. Those are the main bits, so that they don't pop off as you're moving the figure, or B, they don't pop off and you end up losing them. Because I actually did have one of the ears pop off and fall onto my floor, onto my carpet, which is the same exact shade of blue as his ear.
Oh dear.
So that was a very fun experience. But yeah, one real cool thing that I actually did discover early as we started this Skype call is that his blaster, because it comes with a blaster, a couple set of hands, just fist hands, weapon holding hands, splayed out hands, but the weapon actually does work with some of the siege blast effects. To make it look like he's actually shooting his rifle, which is really cool. But other than that, I got Cybertron scrap metal. I found him on eBay for, I can't remember how much it was. I think it was like, from what I remember, he was like less than $20 or something like that. But he was mint in box. He's nice. I had him when I was a kid. I accidentally broke him when I was a kid. Hopefully, I won't do the same this time.
Yeah.
But the real highlight of what I got is the Wave 2 Micromasters for Siege, which is Laserbeak, Ravage, Stakeout, and the fire truck. I can't remember the fire truck's name, but
Red Heat.
yes, Red Heat. Right off the bat, Laserbeak and Ravage, they're good, but Stakeout and Red Heat, they're actually a pleasant surprise. Like, they're not as bad as you might expect for being like retools, because Stakeout's a retool of the red dude from the Race Car Patrol
Road
and
Handler.
Road Handler. I can't remember I'm bad enough with human names, let alone robot names.
How dare you?
But
How dare you, sir?
Yeah, basically what I'm trying to say is that the other than Laserbeak and Ravage, the other two guys are really good. Surprisingly, yeah, Laserbeak's definitely the winner by far. Ravage, he's good. His the hips on him, like the chunky bits, they're not as bad in person, at least in my opinion. They could have been worse. I've seen worse, but yeah, Laserbeak's definitely the winner. And yeah, that's it.
Okay, so then for me, off of eBay, I bought Universe Ramjet. That's the red, white, and blue Armada Skywarp repaint with his menagerie of minicons, Thunderclash, Thunderwing, Gun Barrel, and Terror Dive, with the latter three being very minor repaints of the original release from Armada, mostly just more vibrant colors, and then the one just has the solid orange cockpit for some reason. Then at Target, I found they got Wave 3 of the Energon Igniters for the movie out, for Bumblebee out. So I picked up Soundwave, and he's neat. The motor gimmick's fun. He is a little more simple than I was expecting, but that's okay because it is by far the most definitive version of Soundwave ever. And then this week I went down to see my girlfriend, and when I was down there, Miguel lives near there, and we talked a while ago, and I agreed to buy his spare Thrilling 30th Chromia with the Beezle Boss upgrade kit that gives her IDW weapons, as well as her Titan Hunter weapon, as well as RC's Titan Hunter sword. And I got that from him this weekend. That we agreed upon that a few weeks ago, and I should have had it a couple of weeks ago, but things didn't work out the way I expected. But I have it now, and she's nice. The kit is nice, and I'm glad I don't have to go for having 5 females out of the same mold, even though one of them would be retooled from the other 4. But regardless, I'm glad to have some variety in my female Autobots in terms of bodies. And then when pre-orders, orders went up this weekend on and off for the Studio Series newest wave, and I picked up Sideswipe and Barricade because those were the deluxes I was interested in from the wave of 5. Clunker B, I mean, I've got the original one. I mean, the roof doesn't stay in, but it stays in well enough that I'm not bothered to get the one with the pin. Clunker B doesn't look... I was wanting, but doesn't look all too good, so I'll wait for that. Sale for that, and in crankcases, no. Just no. But Barricade's finicky to get into vehicle mode, unfortunately. He looks pretty good in robot mode, though. Sideswipe is incredibly nice. This is my first movie Sideswipe toy, and actually, honestly, my second Sideswipe overall, because after the Siege one. But I quite dig this Sideswipe. Still basically has no personality, though. Just pointing that out there. And don't get mad at me. You know it's true. He has a couple of cool lines. He does a cool flip. But, like, is that really a personality? Barely, at best. Don't get mad at me, because now we're going to get into all of the brand new news. Well, before we actually get into stuff about Toy Fair, there's one... Well, technically, 2 articles, but I'll do, two articles not directly related to Toy Fair, from what I can remember. The first one, really quick. Profiles in History puts the Bay Era Transformers props on sale. If you are not aware, there's going to be an auction going on February 28th. That will consist of that will be an auction of various items from the Transformers filmed franchise, ranging from Revenge of the Fallen all the way to Last Night. Again, there's the links into this, and the link to the show notes are in the description. In the show notes, there's a link to the auction if you're actually interested in seeing what is there. There's clothes, there's weapons, there's a bunch of stuff. There's the playing cards from Age of Extinction. That would be very interesting for the wiki to get their hands a hold of. Every bid is starting at $100 a piece. And yeah, there's just cool stuff if you're into the movies. You also could wear clothes that Shia LaBeouf wore, so if that interests you, guess check the link out.
And I actually did take a look at that whenever I first discovered it whenever I was at work, and I took a look at that stuff as I was on my break, and they do even have the talisman from the Last Night.
You mean Excalibur?
No, the actual
the talisman. The talisman form of Excalibur, not the Excalibur form of the talisman. Yeah.
Yeah. It actually, I did see it, and I actually might try to. I'm probably not gonna end up winning the bid, obviously, but
watch, you'll be the only one that bids.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen at all whatsoever. But I might, if it doesn't get raised to $2,000 or whatever.
So what you're saying?
I want to try to find. I want to be able to get it, but I'm definitely not going to be able to get it. That's
so what you're saying
what I'm trying to say.
So what you're saying is you're okay with if it's $1,000 and $1,999 and no more.
Nope, because that would be broke.
Yes, that is very fair. And then the next bit of news, not directly related with Toy Fair. The announcement of the Bumblebee DVD becoming available. That was a horrible sentence. Bumblebee arrives on digital March 19th and on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray and DVD April 2nd. If you enjoyed seeing the movie, you will soon be able to own it. I am personally excited because April 2nd is my birthday. So my birthday, I'm definitely going out and buying Bumblebee and then watching it as a birthday present. So that will happen. I guarantee that will happen. You going to be getting the movie when it comes out?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Okay, cool. Day of or nah? Or the next, or whenever you get the chance?
Probably day of, because I'm most likely going to be working the day that it gets released on Target, so...
Nice. Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. Once it gets released, I'm buying I actually might go to Best Buy and get a steelbook for it or something like that.
Okay. I'm fine with just the DVD. Personally.
I'm really fine with that too, but yeah. Steelbook.
Oh yeah. They're neat. But next bit of news. News I am particularly fond of. But Screen Rant had an exclusive article where they revealed Wave 2 teams and packs. So, interesting. First thing I want to talk about with this article, very interesting. They call it Wave 2, but note Wave 2 consists of Series 2 and Series 3. So that's interesting, but it makes sense because at the convention... Toy Fair itself, you actually see some packaging examples. They just describe what comes in certain packages. Here, without actual photos of the packages, you get photos of the characters, most of them, but not of the packages. But at the fair, you saw packaging examples that says collect 190 plus in 2019. That is not on the Wave 1 bots or the Series 1 bots. And with how many bots there are brand new that I found between this article and on the floor in Toy Fair. I'm convinced that the Wave 1 bots are not included in that 190 plus number.
Oh man.
It's 190 plus just for Series 2 and Series 3. I am sure of it. So get your wallets ready if you want all the bots.
And get your shelves ready to be able to store them.
Okay, that's going to take up like 2 shelves max. To be fair. Well, it depends upon what shelf you have. But if like you got like a bookcase type shelf, 2 shelves max, and probably not even that. To be fair. But
and you're going to have an army of them.
I will have them all. But who got revealed at the Screen Rant article? Firstly, we got the new teams. We have the spoiled... Well, I'll just go through the teams. You can read the whole article for all of them because, again, there's a lot of them. There's the Spoiled Rottens, the Music Mob, the Swag Stylers, the Fresh Squeezes, Playroom Posse, Seasons Greeters, and the Goo Goo Groupies. As well as all of the previous teams from Series 1 are going to be coming back with new team members added to their roster. I'm just going to go through a couple of them just to give you an idea of what the teams are like. The spoiled runs include Big Can of Tuna, who is a bot that turns from a can of tuna to a fish-headed monster. The Music Mob has instruments of all types, including a CD player that looks like they turn into a Tron character. The Swag Stylers include a lot of makeup, including a perfume bottle called Prince Perfumius. Fresh Squeezes. Okay, this one might be my favorite. They're all like fresh fruit and health drinks and whatnot, and one of them is called Sensei Spiny. And he is the first bot to include a weapon accessory, for he comes with a sword. That's cool. Playroom Posse. We have Rubber Ducky Transformer. Beast Wars Megatron shall never be alone again with Quackles, the Rubber Ducky bot. Seasons Greeters, which surprisingly, when I knew about the Seasons Greeters before, I thought they were all going to be Christmas, but they're a mix of Christmas and Halloween. And I think the best name out of them is You'll Be Bored, who is a TV that has just continuously runs a video of a Yule log fire. And the Goo Goo Groupies are a set of babies, and included among the Goo Goo Groupies is a crib called Nampy that turns from a crib into a pterodactyl with very sharp teeth. I want that to be what my baby sleeps in at night.
Yeah. Talk about a monster under the bed.
Yeah, monster is the bed. But I will say, in this article alone, amongst the toys we see and names that have not been connected to toys that we have seen, there are a total of 85 characters revealed in this article alone. 85, my friends. It's a lot of them. What do you think of these bots, Jared? How do you like them?
I like them. I'm still working. I have yet to finish the first series because my Target ran out completely. We have no more bots at Target, which I'm a little mad about.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
And the people who we do have for stocking, if we even have people in the first place,
which is a different discussion.
They're not that very good. They don't really work all that well, and it makes me mad, mainly because they refuse to put out my toys.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, I don't know where this came from in terms of the bots, but apparently there's a collector's guide for the Series 2 blind packs that was put out that includes all 24 of the blind pack characters. So Jalaguy, at Jalaguy on Twitter, posted that and connected them with names. I'll probably try to retweet it from the Steel City Bots account so you can see what I'm talking about if I remember to do so later. So if not, someone tweet at me to remind me to do that so people know what I'm talking about. So you can see those, because most of those were not actually in this article, but they were name dropped, but we didn't get to see them. So if you want to see those, let me know. Also, before I forget, this is kind of related to the display at Toy Fair, but the TF Instagram, the official Instagram for Transformers, revealed a few new bots. And I'll just quickly mention that they also revealed a new team group called the Arcade Renegades. And it's great because there's like a claw machine, there's like arcade consoles, a pinball machine, and it's so... I love them. I love them already.
I might have to get those ones because I'm a bit of a gamer. I love I like the classic gamers, so
yeah.
Those ones I might have to grab. I might have to go after those ones.
Oh yeah.
I might have to target those ones first.
Oh yeah, for sure. Though I'm surprised they weren't then mentioned in the Screen Rant article, unless they're for Series 4. Like way forward, which might be why they're so far out. Like they were shown, but like they could, or maybe they were like an exclusive, like the Lawn League and the Bakery Bites, which, spoiler warning, they were not shown at Toy Fair and there was no more information about them. And I'm like, where are they? When are they coming out? Please. Sorry. Moving on. We also, this is also technically not Toy Fair news. Trailer for Cyberverse Series 2 was dropped. A lot of interesting things happen in it. You can watch it yourself. Things like Starscream being Starscream. The moon's going to destroy the Earth. We're playing Majora's Mask and Transformers. But we got a few new characters in this.
Oh yeah.
We got Lockdown, who's basically animated Lockdown. We've got female Not Lugnut, who the whole fandom thought was Lugnut until head writer Randolph Hurd, Randolph Hurd, I think that's his name, said it's not Lugnut, mostly because they wanted, I think, I forget the exact story, but there were some reservations about making Lugnut female, so they just designed a female that looks a lot like Lugnut instead. So I don't know. I would have been fine with it being Lugnut, but hey. And then Cheetor. Beast Wars Cheetor is here, and he is the guardian of the Allspark. And this season is called Power of the Spark, and also the armor that we talked about last week, the power armor, the Spark armor suits. There are going to be things in the show. The Allspark's apparently going to bestow that power onto the Autobots and Decepticons. So that's interesting, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
How'd you like the trailer?
I really liked it. I'm hyped for season 2. It got me more hyped for season 2, as if I wasn't hyped enough for it. Like, I cannot wait for season 2 to start rolling through, because I loved season 1. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, I cannot
absolutely
wait for
adored everything about season 1. So
I cannot wait for season 1. For sure. Season 2, I mean.
Yeah.
Season 1 was great. But moving along. This would have been revealed at Toy Fair, but they did not let us have the opportunity for it to be revealed at Toy Fair. There were a fair few images leaked out on the internet the 2 days before. Was it the day before or 2 days before? It was the day before. It was Friday. It was the day before Toy Fair. And the images for Studio Series, KSI Boss, Leader, Class Optimus Prime, Drift, and Hightower were leaked. Well, were put out on the internet somewhere, and then everyone found out about them right before Toy Fair. Hightower is one of the Constructicons. He looks... I like him. He's funky. He is very funky. KSI Boss looks better at the show because there's a lot of silver paint, but I still think it is very minimal. A minimal difference from Nitro Zeus. Definitely should have at least had an alternate head, so that's going to be an easy pass for me. Drift is a surprise. It is clearly a drop, the helicopter dropkick retool because of the legs, but it turns very cleanly into his movie helicopter mode. Surprisingly more black than I remember, but it looks very nice. And then the biggest shock of all is, holy crap, Leader Optimus Prime has the trailer, and it does the jetpack and the weapons array bay thingy.
One little question I have is, I wonder if he'll come with the sword and the shield that he used to battle Shockwave in the
Oh, he
first scene
doesn't.
that we saw him.
The article I put in the show notes doesn't have it. But we do see that he comes with a sword, with the axe, with a gun, and with the two guns for the Jetwing mode. And it is clearly and it is clearly basically just a better version of the whatever that Optimus the Optimus that combines with the Jetfire. It's basically a better version of that. So that toy is basically redundant, and because this one has not all the two swords, but a sword. The first movie one is also the first the Revenge of the Fallen Optimus is also kind of redundant if you're going completionist. I mean, you're going to get it, but like if you get this one, you don't need to get the other two.
No. Yeah. And all I have is the Revenge of the Fallen Prime, and once I get this version, because I am 100% getting this version of Optimus Prime.
Yeah.
I'm going to be messing with Revenge of the Fallen Prime even less.
Oh, yeah. For sure. Yeah.
Maybe I'll repaint him to a Nemesis Prime or something like that.
Perhaps. But that's not all we got leaked to us the day before Toy Fair. We also got leaked to us the new Siege figures from the convention, including Galaxy Convoy, Springer, Thundercracker, and Red Alert. We all knew very well about what's going on with the Galaxy Force Optimus Prime, which the convention revealed is properly called Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime. Thundercracker, I mean, was pretty obvious because it's a blue repaint of Starscream. Red Alert we actually saw before, but we got revealed to us that he does not come with his shoulder cannon, instead coming with a handheld gun plus a light bar, which makes me mad that he doesn't. That A, Sideswipe didn't come with the handheld gun, and B, Red Alert doesn't come with the shoulder cannon. Am I not wrong about that?
Nope. Maybe someday we'll get it. Maybe in one of these later, like the second stage of War for Cybertron, after Siege, we'll be able to get a version of these guys with both shoulder and handheld.
I doubt it.
Same, but it's good to dream.
Yeah. But the big surprise one for sure was Springer, who, as we expected, was a very faithful G1 cartoon reimagining. And it looks really good. I mean, I love my Thrilling 30 Springer, but I might have to pick this one up and try to justify it by putting this one with my Season 3 guys in the Thrilling 31 with my wreckers. I might have to do that because it looks good. It looks good. Like the vehicle modes look a little awkward, but if they're going for accuracy, they're going for show accuracy. So, and besides, there's
triple changers. So
yeah, and triple changers are notoriously awkward sometimes. Mm-hmm. But that was interesting and nice to see. But one thing that was rumored that did not appear at Toy Fair, and I only bring it up because I know Eric would have brought it up, and it's fair to bring it up since this was a strong enough rumor that it got around. Apparently, there are leaks of UPC codes that indicate a Siege Leader class Astro Train. While interesting, I'm not convinced. if Miguel was here or Eric was here, they could probably talk about the UPC code more, because whenever I checked the link, I just saw a Transformers product blank description. I'm like, what's this supposed to mean? So maybe I was missing something, so I can't properly explain it to y'all, which is unfortunate, and I wish I could. Unless, Jared, can you explain it better than I am?
Probably not.
Okay.
I barely heard. I've heard bits and pieces about this, but other than that, I didn't really hear much else.
Yeah. But the main reason why I'm not convinced is because of how the Studio Series numbering is working. Because thanks to the website, we know, I mean, not Studio Series, the Siege numbering is working. Because thanks to the website, we know there's going to be 51 numbered examples for Siege. We know that's the maximum for this line. That's all we've got. Optimus, the Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, though it's the Wave 2 leader class, is branded at number 40, which follows after which in numbering order follows after the Wave 3 Voyager class of Springer and Thundercracker. So my expectation, though, while it's Wave 2, it's not going to get released until later, even though I think some websites have been saying there's a release date for that for April, which confuses me. But regardless, with that kind of numbering, I'd be very surprised if there was a surprise, like number 51 is Astro Train. Like, theoretically, it could be. But then, like, why would they make Galaxy Upgrade Optimus numbered after Thundercracker? After all of the characters from Wave 3, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what throws me off with all of this. It should probably be following Starscream and Soundwave and be numbered 26, right?
Yeah.
That's what you would think, especially if there's going to be a third wave of product.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not convinced. I could be proven wrong. Or maybe it's erroneous, and this is for next year's line. That it could be.
That might be a possibility.
That it could be that if it is a thing, maybe the fact that it being a siege is incorrect, but it could be like for whatever, like part of Wave 1 of next year's leader class, unless Power of the Primes was a fluke, and this line is actually going to be a 1.5 year long shindig.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think it is. I think they're doing 12-month cycles, but again, nothing. I don't think they've officially said anything to that regard. Someone correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think anyone. I don't think you can correct me if I'm wrong, Jared.
Nah.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. Anywho, enough with that rumor. Let us talk about official things that we have little information on. Officially revealed things that we have little information on instead of rumors that we have little information on. There is a new Transformers animated series coming to Netflix next year in 2020. It is going to be an animated series based on the War for Cybertron trilogy. It is going to be telling the storyline of the trilogy, which may give you pause if you remember that wasn't that what the Prime Wars trilogy cartoons from Machinima were about?
Mm-hmm.
And you'd be right. And another thing is the fact that I forget what position he held. I gotta find it. I've got to find it because there's someone high up from Titans Return and Power of the Primes that is going to be working on this show. I don't know why I can't find the information I want. It's not on the T-Formers article for some reason. But to dissuade your fears a bit about that, Rooster Teeth Rooster Teeth, if you know them from their series Ruby, Genlock, or Red versus Blue, are going to be producing this series. Polygon Pictures, who were responsible for animating Transformers Prime and Transformers Robots in Disguise, are going to be animating this project, as well as several veteran writers will be on this show, including ones from Cyberverse and Rescue Bots. Also, maybe the guy that was in charge for the Prime Wars Trilogy cartoons was more of a victim of circumstance rather than the reason why the show came out the way it did. You know?
Yeah.
He might not have had the control and just did what he could.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if that, honestly, considering how that is going to, looks like it's going to worked out, I would not blame them. Transformers veteran FJ DeSanto, who worked on the franchise's animated web series Titans Return, Power of the Primes, will be the showrunner for this show and promises a new animation look and style, which that's interesting.
Yeah.
So we will see how that turns out. I'm sure. Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna definitely be giving that a shot at least, and I hope it's good.
Yeah. Hopefully it is. Speaking of new things that are hopefully good, Affinity Studios announces they are producing a third-person shooter Transformers video game called Transformers Online. We have a new Transformers video game in the works, people!
Yes!
They have apparently been working on this game since Hasbro gave them the license back in 2017? I think it was 2017, because I know last year there was a freak out because all of the Activision Transformers games came off Steam. But that's when their contract ended. So I don't necessarily know, but I think the article said 2017 is when they got the license, and they've been working on the game since. I don't think there's a definitive release date. I'd like to know if I could double check if the article would load for me. Internet. Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice if the internet worked, Jared?
Yeah, I have it right now, and it doesn't say a full definitive date, but
yeah.
Let's see.
It's just if I remember correctly, that even the title itself is very tentative and might not be the final title.
Yeah, and from what I'm reading in the article, it's going to be covering the in the time period of G1 and like 84 through 95 and stuff like that.
Oh, interesting. Affinity
and
Studios. Sorry. You go. You talk. You've got the article.
This is all probably like real. My guess is this is all kind of like early production talk. A lot of stuff can change in creating a video game and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Probably at least like December 2020, or probably like last quarter of 2020. We might get a hint of a trailer or a trailer release date for it.
Yeah.
So don't get all like hyped up just yet for it, because
it could be a while. It
takes a long time. Yeah, it could be a while. It takes a long time for video game companies to create a story for it, animate a story, and just create that entire process. Yeah. So
but this company is notable because what did it do? It assisted with the online capabilities of both Halo and Call of Duty, correct?
That's right.
Yeah. So if they're working on it, it's definitely going to be online compatible. So that'll be interesting. Different news. Hasbro Pulse returns as Hasbro brand's retail site. So if you remember a while ago, we mentioned how the Hasbro toy shop was going to be shutting down and going to be closed for a bit while they do some sprucing up. The site has come back. It has been rebranded as Hasbro Pulse. There's a lot of going on. There's a lot of pre-orders up. There's a lot of items available for sale. So if you were there, caught there early enough, you could have gotten the Siege Wave 2 Deluxes for the $10 price. They're unfortunately back to $20. And I think the Studio Series leaders were the two for the new wave. Megatron and Jetfire were there for $40. So that was nice. Yeah, and also a quick note, if you order, if you have sign up for an account and order anything before February 23rd, this coming Saturday, you will automatically be enrolled in the Hasbro Pulse Premium service for a full year, which would be normally $50 per year, which guarantees free basic shipping, as well as a number of other benefits that have yet to be detailed. But I have to double check because I actually ordered the deluxes before making an account, so I don't think I qualify yet. So I'll probably just get something, order it off there, and get it, and make sure I have my premium account to see how good it actually is for this first trial year. Yeah. How do you like the new site?
I like it. I messed around with it a little bit. I did order a Studio Series Sideswipe. Unfortunately, after they came back to the full $20 price point, but yeah, I like it. It looks nice.
Yeah. But one of the first things that was available on the Hasbro Pulse website was a new figure of a brand new character called ECTOTRON, who is a Transformers Ghostbusters crossover transforming figure that turns from the Ecto-1 into a robot called ECTOTRON that is retooled off of the Hotspot / Onslaught Combiner Wars mold, which is ridiculous. It was available on their site for $40. It sold out in 6 hours. Mind you, 6 hours. But if you miss your shot, it will be available through GameStop as well. However, it will be $50 through GameStop, which is unfortunate. Because I wanted it, and I'm not sure if I want to pay $50 for it.
And don't go to eBay for it because it'll probably be 60
Worse.
plus.
It'll be worse. It'll be worse. Yep. But how do you think of ECTOTRON, Jared?
I actually kind of like it because I love Ghostbusters stuff. I have always been into Ghostbusters, and it looks like a nice little novelty item that once it hits GameStop, I might snag it. At least one. If I do get two, it's only really just to keep the one in box because he does come in the G1 style boxing. I don't know if you mentioned that, but
I did not mention the G1 boxing, but yeah, he does have G1 boxing because 80s, super 80s. It's super 80s right here. Yeah. But yeah, next up, also revealed before Toy Fair, Siege Battlemaster Wave 3 Smashdown and Caliburst first look. I think we knew the names were coming. We just haven't seen them until now. Caliburst is one of the Decepticon Target Masters. However, boringly, he's black and purple color lift of blowpipe, meaning that he does not look accurate, and B, in terms of body, and B, he doesn't look accurate in terms of color. While we know we also know we're getting Aimless, who's going to be the right colors. So that honestly bugs me a bit, right? Because the set's not accurate.
Yeah.
But more interestingly, Smashdown. We knew there was going to be a character named Smashdown, and we knew there was going to be a character called that turned into a hammer. So we expected it to be Smashdown. However, what's very interesting is Smashdown is a Minotaur. Is a Minotaur robot mode. Is apparently the Wreckers mascot, and I think somewhere used female pronouns to refer to Smashdown. Though the wiki does not note that. It's just like, check out her description on the website or somewhere. I'd have to find it again. But it might be female. So that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then we did see them at Toy Fair like we saw with all the other stuff. Something that was officially revealed about official Transformers revealed before the convention by Hasbro were new images of new Cyberverse figures, including an Ultra Class Alpha Trion, a new Scout Class Optimus Prime, a Warrior Class Sharkticon Gnaw, which is basically the Titans Return one upscaled and given a gimmick. Like, it's definitely not, it's just the same mechanism, but like same base transformation stuff with everything retooled, but like that's what it looks like. A Warrior Class Deadlock toy that is honestly more drift than Deadlock, but okay. Ultimate Class Grimlock as well. And then one-step changers for both Shockwave and Skybite. This is the second Skybite toy we've gotten, so that means he's probably a character in the show, right? Or he better be at the very least. And
sorry, I was coughing.
No, you're good. And lastly, a Scout Class Scraplet toy. You know Scraplets? Mm-hmm. The little pests that eat Transformers from Prime? They've got a toy, and they look 100% like they do in Prime. This is great.
Yeah,
honestly,
I can't wait to buy 100 of these things.
Oh yeah, and then you come back home from work one day, and then all of your other Transformers are eaten. There's just more Scraplets.
Yep.
But those are some cool reveals, I must say.
Yeah, I am definitely, first chance I can get a Scraplet, I'm buying myself a Scraplet.
Yeah. Actually, while we're here, I want to mention because T-Formers didn't. I think it's just in T-Formers like photo article, and I can put that in here, but I'm just going to mention this right now before I forget because there's not a specific article for it. But we also saw a Jazz one-step changer for Cyberverse. I don't think we saw any. A Shockwave. A Shockwave Spark Armor, the battle class size, as well as Cyberverse, Tiny Turbo Changers. Yeah, I'm excited about the Cyberverse Tiny Turbo Changers. Hold on. I think I screwed that up. Did that work? I guess that worked. Okay. Yeah, and interestingly enough, amongst them is a Black Arachnia toy. So that might also mean, along with Cheetor, Black Arachnia might be popping up in Cyberverse in Season 2.
Yeah, maybe. My guess is maybe some other Beast Wars friends will be popping up, or at least be name dropped or hinted at least.
Yeah. She's also specifically branded as a Predacon, which is interesting. And I only say that's interesting because of the fact that Skybite is branded as a Decepticon, though he might be in charge of the Sharkticons, who are already Decepticons, but whatever. Whatever. You get me. Yeah. So yeah, that's cool. And I threw in the panel report, which probably has the images, but there's so many images I can't go through them to find the right ones at this time, but they're in the show notes. Finally getting to new stuff at the convention. Brand new stuff. Super 7 has announced their Reaction Figures Transformers line, showing off grayscale models of Optimus Prime, Megatron, Soundwave, and Bumblebee. Basically, think of Action Masters, except they don't have knees. Or hips. They might have hips, but they definitely don't have knees. I know it doesn't look like they have hips. They have arm rotation, but that's it. They'll be selling for $15 a pop and be showing up at stores like Target and GameStop. So if you're interested, keep an eye out for those. I'm not particularly interested, except maybe the Soundwave, just because it's Soundwave. What are your thoughts on them?
They look interesting. Probably gonna pass on them. They just don't have any real interest in me. But yeah, I might either get a Prime or a Megs or Soundwave if I'm at GameStop or something and I see one of them, I might grab them just because.
Yeah. But moving on. Toy Fair Flame War Toys Transformers product display. They had this display case up and running. I don't think anything new is here. The only thing maybe new is that they have a grayscale prototype of the Stealth Bomber Megatron body, but I'm not sure if we knew about that beforehand or not.
I don't think so.
Yeah. Yeah. They also have a grayscale prototype combined form for Victory Leo, but I think we might have seen that. We definitely knew Victory Leo was a thing. Combined Victory Saber and Victory Leo was a thing, and everything else in here is pretty much known, except we did hear about the Thundercracker based off of their Starscream before this point too. So just seeing that.
And there's also an IDW, like full-blown IDW Megatron from his later stages with like as in
for more than meets the eye, but we did know of that one. One. Yeah. But yeah, you can click through and see those photos for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for probably the most interesting and head-scratching thing from the convention. So, someone managed to get into Toy Fair, I guess got into the showroom a little earlier than other people, because when like Diecast from T-Formers, Radio Free Cybertron, and from PFU.info got to the floor, this particular display case was not there in place with something else. But someone was able to tweet out a picture of a 35th anniversary line, which, I mean, the table includes the reissue Soundwave, the reissue Laserbeak Ravage, reissue Optimus, Gears, and Bumblebee. But also has new packaging for new figures based off Siege molds, including what appears to be a color-shaded Optimus Prime. I'm going to guess a color-shaded Megatron. There's an image of Megatron, but it doesn't look much different, except it doesn't have paint, so I'm guessing it's also color-shaded. Blue Streak, which is presumably out of the Prowl mold. And the only one they actually have an on-show floor model for is a Sound Blaster, who seems to have a retooled chest to be larger. I don't know if it would be compatible with two of the cassettes at once, like this original Sound Blaster toy, but it's definitely a larger chest than the original Soundwave toy. So this is very interesting. Again, more so interesting because it's wasn't there after the panel and the proper photo shoot.
Mm-hmm.
Which, why?
Yeah.
I want to know more. I want to know more. I want to know how much money I'm spending this year on Siege molds. Because
I don't know.
Because I'm not going to care about Optimus or Megatron, probably. Yeah. Though there has been that Kremzik that has cropped up on Siege dioramas that I heard some people commenting might be included with the Megatron. Which, if it's the case, then I guess I'm not getting a Kremzik because I'm not spending $30 just for a Kremzik when I have a perfectly serviceable Megatron already.
I don't know. Maybe this Sound Blaster will be coming with the Rat Bat that we talked about earlier.
Yeah, that'd
before
be
we started this
nice.
show.
That'd be nice. I would be surprised because then that would mean it'd have to be more expensive.
Yeah.
Like throwing in a single static figure of Kremzik would not be too much more and would probably be like fine. Just like, yeah, this is a special thing. We're not making as much money as we could be making out of this, but it's minimal enough that we're okay with keeping it at $30 instead of like bumping up to 32 or whatever. But the blue streak is nice. I definitely want to get that. It's not blue streak. It's show color. It looks to be a show colors blue streak. We see it, but it's like a cardboard cutout. Same with the Primonot and Megatron. The Sound Blaster is the only one, like I said before, the only one with a physical toy there. So I'm very curious.
Same.
Very curious about these. I hope to get more news about them soon. But for exclusives that we have news about right now, there was the rumor that there was going to be a select series Combat Megatron, basically Megatron in tiger print colors, out of the Siege Megatron, and it was confirmed based off the Combat Hero color unreleased Combat Hero deco from color scheme from G2. This color lift version of Megatron then went up for sale on the Hasbro Pulse. Straight up sale. You can buy it and order it, and it should be at your house soon. Quantities were stated to be limited, though it is still in stock on the website. It is $30. It's Megatron in the green tiger print camo. I've personally decided to skip on this because those colors, man, they're interesting. And I don't particularly need it. Same with the Red Swoop. I skipped that because I don't need it. I'm skipping this one because I don't need it. Though, while we're also here, quick mention. When this listing went up, Eric, we were talking about this in the chat a little bit before we started recording. Eric said that the incorrect description is still up, though when I checked just now, it's with the correct description for Megatron, but at the very least, when it initially went up, it had a description talking about a character named Red Wing. And if you don't know, Red Wing was a character that was created as a background cameo for a BotCon 2013 comic. That they were like, oh, it's a red Starscream, because actually Jesse Winrich ran on Twitter the day we were recording and did a little spiel about the backstory behind Red Wing. But regardless, people were like, oh, I don't know this red Starscream. Who is it? And it's like, okay, it's his name's Red Wing. And then he started appearing a couple places, and now Hasbro seems like we're going to get a Siege toy, a Selects toy out of Red Wing, which, I mean, I will take all of the Seekers. I will just be mad if the next line they do Voyager Seekers and Earthjet modes. Because those will look better than these Tetrajets. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Like, the robot modes look great, and that's how I'm going to display them anyway. So that's fine. The Tetrajet mode is a thing. Just say. On to more BotBots news. Officially at Toy Fair, well, there was never in the panel was there official talk about BotBots, unfortunately. However, there was a lot more BotBots on the showroom floor, and one of the things we found out was that there is going to be a BotBots Ultimate Collector's Guide released at some point, a physical book that will be released for sale. That is the Ultimate Collector's Guide for the BotBots. We have no further information on it besides the cover of the book. And about how thick it is. So I cannot wait to get it. I will be excited. Hopefully this is just like volume 1. Because if it's not volume 1, then that means whatever BotBots are in this book are all the BotBots that we are going to get. That would make me sad if that's all the BotBots we're going to get. Though granted, we're also going to have at least 260 BotBots. If, in fact, Siege, BotBots Wave 1 and the Lawn League Bakery Bites ones that we are aware of are not counted in the 190 released in 2019. But quickly, since there's T-Forums again doesn't have an article specifically talking about it, there were displays of bot dioramas all over the place. And I will be putting up a video myself on my YouTube channel talking about the bots that were brand new, that were not revealed before through Screen Rant or the Screen Rant or anything like that. But I will say, and I also do have a video specifically talking about the Screen Rant article that you can check out if you want more information specifically on that. But I have determined that there is anywhere between 62 and 67 brand spanking new bots that were not from the Screen Rant article that were revealed at Toy Fair, putting the total number up to 152 new bots for series that are supposedly being released over Series 2 and Series 3. So, and including the 61 from Series 1 and the at least 10 we know from the color change wave. That seems to be some type of exclusive. That adds 71, which is way over 190. So at that point, that had been like plus 200. And that, like, I'd be fine, but like plus 190 means it's less than 200 for sure. So it seems those ways aren't included. But yeah, wait for my video. I have no idea when I'd get it out, but expect it at some point. Yeah. Jada was also at Toy Fair, and they revealed more of their die-cast cars, including that there's going to be a G1 Jazz and G1 Trax, as well as movie sideswipe die-cast vehicles. Which surprises me, because hasn't there been issues with licensing Jazz's mode? G1 form? The fact that it's a Porsche?
I heard stuff similar to that. I don't know the full story, but
or does Jada have the license for the Porsche, but Hasbro doesn't have the license for the Porsche?
I do not know.
That'd be interesting,
because
because because the licensing issues with Porsche seem to be the reason why we don't have Cliff Jumper or Jazz in Masterpiece. So if this has a Jazz, then why doesn't Masterpiece have a Jazz? Unless this has been a very recent development. We're almost done. Last article to talk about. I forgot to mention it when we talked about ECTOTRON, but along with the reveal of ECTOTRON, it was also confirmed that there's going to be an IDW 5-issue series talking about the origins of ECTOTRON. Nick Roche and Alex Mill will be contributing covers to the comic. It's scheduled for a release in June. It's going to be featuring the Ghostbusters, written and drawn by regular Ghostbusters creative team of Eric Burnham, Dan Schoening, and Luis Antonio Delgado. And Starscream's Ghost will be playing a part in the plot of this. So, that is awesome. That is super awesome. I'm quite excited. Actually, you know what? That story might get me to buy the ECTOTRON for $50.
It's like in the story they have him combined to a Stay Puft Marshmallow Man or something like that.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh jeez, Eric, Jared. One thing I want to say though. I'm surprised there was absolutely no news whatsoever about HasLab.
Oh yeah.
And I only say I'm surprised because there's still a page on Hasbro Pulse for it. So I don't know what's up. I'm interested to see where it goes with that. I just wanted to say that because I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
But we're done with the news. The only other things were like we got full-on hand-on examples of Jetfire and Omega Supreme. There are videos and articles about. You can check out and link to that. I didn't include them just because time mostly, and it's also just the two of us, and that's a lot to talk about.
Yeah.
But honestly, that stuff looks really cool with the two of them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's it for news. Pretty pre-orders. Jared, what are our pretty pre-orders for the week?
Give me a second. I'm pretty sure I already. Yes. So first off, for pre-orders is indeed the G2 Siege Megatron on Hasbro Hasbro Pulse. It's again $29.99, still in stock. If you like G2, if you like this design, go for it. Much like SoundJack, I've never really had that like type of connection with G2 or this G2 Megatron design, so it's an easy pass for me. But if you want it, go ahead. It's your money. Next up, Kim, why won't you work with me? Like, gotta love technology. Oh yeah, it's the Mastermind Creations Ocular Max PS12 Impetus. I cannot pronounce that name with a crap.
I think it's Impetus.
Impetus. It's basically it's a vortex. So Mastermind Creations. Excuse my tongue. I've been up for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They're doing a Bruticus, which it's gonna be another expensive Bruticus and another expensive combiner. Yay! But this vortex actually does look pretty nice, and maybe down the road, if they like sell the entire set and it's on a clearance, or if it's on a sale, I might pick it up. But yeah, as of right now, he is $99, and his estimated arrival is June 2019. But that is most likely to change.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I look forward to see what their other guys look like.
Nice. I wasn't given a question of the week for this week, but I'm going to ask one just because it's relevant, I'd say. What was your favorite reveal from the past week?
For me, it would probably be all the like little gimmicks and add-on things that were revealed for Commander Class Jetfire, and just getting the close-up and hand images of Commander Class Jetfire, because he looks good. Like the more I look, or the more I see of that Jetfire, the more I want to buy it. They showed how the gimmick works with him both having an Autobot symbol and a Decepticon symbol. He has a bunch of pegs at the bottom of the jet, so you can have your deluxe class figures hanging from the bottom. One real cool gimmick that they did put on the figure is the hands. It's not your basic like 5mm port on the hand. It's like if you have them just closed, you have the 5mm port. But if you want to have his hands splayed out in a more relaxed pose, as you open up the hand, the 5mm port will tuck away into the thumb or something like that.
Yep.
So whenever it's fully splayed out, you won't have that just little port getting in the way. And that to me it's a little thing like that just makes me want this thing even more. And just everything about Commander Class Jetfire I am loving the more I see.
Yeah, it looks great. I can't wait. You could pre-order that now on Hasbro Pulse if you want. You can.
Oh yeah.
It is in it is in the wheelhouse of possibilities.
Mm-hmm. Throw a third pretty pre-order in there as my tongue stops working.
Yep. So that's cool. I mean, I definitely love the BotBots. I love the BotBots, especially the Arcade Renegades. Those guys look cool. They look so cool. But for non-bot bots, I'd probably have to agree with Jetfire. Is probably best reveal from the past week. I mean, because I am loving Springer. I would say Galaxy Convoy, Galaxy Upgrade Optimus Prime, but we knew about that already, so it's not really a reveal. So then, yeah, Jetfire, I would say. Oh, also the tiny turbo changers, the Cyberverse tiny turbo changers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna add another thing. Scraplet. Scraplet because gotta love Scraplets.
Gotta love Scraplets, even though they'll kill your friends that are robots.
And destroy your base.
Yep. But that's it for question of the week. This week's mascot I have dubbed to be Ghostbuster Bisque since we got revealed ECTOTRON this week. And then also on Nerdy Geek Talk this week, Nerdy Geek Talk update 215, Transformers Galore. Eric did an update this week about all of the stuff we learned from Toy Fair and whatnot. 25-minute quick video. Go check that out if you want just a brief description and his opinion on it, because he basically gave his opinions in that video as well. And also, the Potatoes Podcast, Episode 2, Retweets Get Me More High. This week on the Potatoes Podcast, we discuss how our new sleep schedules went. Then we answer a few fun questions before diving into social media. We discuss how we use it, its impact on us, and its impact on society. It's a lot. I mean, I agree. It is a lot. And he wanted me to remind you that the second that the Potatoes separate feed is up. Eric mentioned this last time. First 3 episodes are of the Potatoes podcast with Eric and his brother are going to be on Nerdy Geek Talk Network, but they're going to be starting their own podcast channel just for the Potatoes podcast. That has gone on to Podbean and should be on iTunes and such in just a day or two after approval, though it is already uploaded to YouTube, the second podcast. And again, first 3 episodes on this, on Nerdy Geek Talk, the rest of them on their own network that will be available on all the regular podcast places such as Podbean, iTunes, Google Podcast, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Stitcher, Podbean, and whatever other podcast places there are. And those are, conveniently enough, also all the same places you can find the Nerdy Geek Talk network podcasts appearing. You could also check us out on YouTube and subscribe to the channel for that. But you should also follow us on Twitter at Nerdy Geek Talk so as you can keep up, so as you'll be notified whenever a new podcast comes out. As well as you should also follow Steel City Bot's Twitter and Instagram accounts. Just for fun whenever we get the chance. Unfortunately, I've not had the chance recently to keep that updated. Hopefully that changes soon. Hopefully. But that's it for the show itself. As for where you can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at SoundJack426. My YouTube features Transformers toy reviews and my own podcast, SoundJack's Rambles. My Instagram features photos of my toys, and my Twitter's where I hang out, so come on by and say hi. Jared, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DreadPrime_. That's where I'm at basically all the time. So if you want to talk or want to find my opinions on a figure that's been revealed or anything like that, ask away. As for my Instagram account, it is jarpro00, where I do my daily or really nightly Nightbot. And come on by if you want to see a pretty cool image of one of my figures and a sometimes funny, mostly stupid one-liner / quote that I will say. And yeah. And
that's it for us tonight. So thanks for tuning in, guys. Bye.
Bye-bye. And bayonara.